We've actually like never like been in the session together ever.
No.
Until this moment, which I think is kind of hilarious. But it was fun to have that constraint of like kind of in secret almost. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this thing and Caleb has no idea, and vice versa. You know.
It kind of felt like we could surprise each other and
Yeah.
want to surprise each other with coming up with little creative additions and sweetenings.
Yeah, because it all started with this track that was you and like you playing piano, obviously, and then just kind of like riffing vocally with some like hums and stuff. And right when I heard it, I was like, I definitely want to reverse that. But it was a problem because it was just one track. So
Yeah.
like isolating it was luckily not too tricky nowadays with modern technology.
Yeah, I think it was embedded in. So this was
That's right.
the
yeah.
original part that I had the singing to, and I think I ended up playing it again later to like isolate the singing from it.
Right.
But
right.
you kept the original vocal that we just used like a stem splitter on, and
Right.
then I think that's what this is.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about like reversed vocals, but it just like is really fun to me,
Yeah,
and brings like such a different quality, but a familiarity. Like we're trained to hear the human voice above everything, so it doesn't sound alien, but it's this like distanced, you know. Yeah. So I think that like I added that after you had sent me like the first, you'd sent piano and then kind of this ending void part. I ran it through an echo fix. I added a couple virtual instruments, played some Juno on it. I really like cycles, so I used some of that. Shout out Slate Nash.
I use cycles too.
Did you really?
Yeah,
I used landform too. And then I think from there, like you had a pretty fleshed out idea between this first motif and then kind of this like the thereafter. You know, it's like this really kind of sweet beginning, but then something kind of shifts and is big. And so we really just, I mean, we didn't even go back and forth that many times, right? Like
No.
3 times maybe.
3 or 4
Yeah.
volleys.
Yeah.
Totally. And then one thing I think we were just trying to figure out, how do we add as much tension and intensity into this second part, just having a lot of tension and release. So layering on the super low parts, the super stacked synths, like there's some layers that are very thin, and I think this is one that's sort of airy,
Right.
and then there's actually the vocal piano. This was, I think, the very first take that had the vocal coming through the backside. It's a bi-directional microphone on my piano, the ribbons. And
Yeah.
so I was just feeling it in that moment, and it just
Yeah.
happened to catch something raw and special, I think.
Which I think that part is cool about the song too. Like it starts with reversed vocals, and then in this part, they're real time performed
Totally.
vocals. Yeah, there is kind of a lot of synth. Like, and these, what's this piano ARP? Play a little bit of
Check
this.
that out.
Oh yeah,
So this is a cycles
Nice.
loop from the piano that I was playing, patched through cycles,
nice.
doing some processing.
Yeah, I also really like these Odo strings. I'm a big fan of too. Again, it's just another layer.
Yeah.
It's that building extra tension in that moment,
But it's got that human touch of like there's
Yeah.
some layering, some things that are slightly out of tune.
Yeah, and then we
Printed it to tape or
Yeah.
to the Echo Fix.
yeah. Did I do that or did you do that?
I might have done that. I can't.
You might have put it to tape.
I think so. Yeah.
I do really love putting as much as possible through the Echo Fix though. I forget what you said before, but because when you first sent me this idea, it was already titled Void Quest. Mm-hmm. So where did that come from with that original idea?
I think for me, it was just this sort of feeling that I was processing recently of sort of confronting the void that is of life, and just having some deep emotions about that and feeling like I'm moving through this space. So I definitely something that has forward progress. There's this optimism to it, so that like almost like encountering a shadow, but really embracing the shadow. And one other like little thing that was kind of spinning around my head that I wanted to work into this was this little phrase, everything eventually unraveling, coming to terms with this sort of unraveling and entropy that often comes to everything in life, one way or the other, sooner or later. So I kind of felt like sometimes you find that in the void. So that was the stuff that was just at least bouncing around in my head, and I even incorporated that little poetic phrase in some whispers that are hidden in this big section.
Nice. Yeah.
A little secret message.
I love it. I've heard it said before, like we commonly will say like life's coming at you really hard right now, or like we're thinking of this like life is coming at you, but really it's like trying to view it as life is coming out of you. So it's like you have a lot that's going on externally, but it's like you're the source of it rather than it being this like external, fighter. And because I think if we view it that way, as is very common to do, like we want to find that rest space. We want to find less. We want to find this kind of, and void could be rest or it could be absolute chaos,
Correct.
It's just the absence of what we know right now.
I love that.
Yeah. It was fun working with you, man.
Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it again.